Right. How many of you already here? Let me check. Okay, not everyone here yet. Yeah, not everyone here yet. But basically, we are still waiting another 20 students. Right, another 20 students to join us, but no problem. Okay, some of them actually that did approach me earlier, right? But for those who are not, maybe they will join in a short while because we're just started our class 3 minutes after 2:45. Okay, how is it? All right. Yeah. I got requested for from some students saying that to share the answer. Yes, to share the answer related to the mock test. Am I right? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that in short while, right? Because I need your respondent as well. Sorry, I need your feedback as well because once I shared it, you know, I need to click certain button in Moodle, and then I want to check from your side, is it you can view or not the answer. All right. If let's say cannot, what I will do next week during our lecture time, I repeat, next week during our lecture time, maybe we'll discuss the answer. All right. But let me try the activate button for showing the marks first. All right. Okay. So the mock test link had been closed. Had been closed. I know there are some of you not managed to answer it. But what you can do, right? What you can do, you can approach me. Yeah, you can approach me to activate it again because I do not want to simply activate and yet nobody answering it, nobody actually participate. Right. So for today's session, our tutorial, we will focus more. Starting on, today the focus will be starting with another CLO, that is our final exam. Okay, you all actually can see, right, the what we call this, the attachment that I provided in the meeting agenda. You all realize that, right? I had shared one file for our tutorial. Oh, Jinjiang, you forgot. Okay, approach personally. Just to remind me, I will check again later on. Okay, let me share the the tutorial to practice you for final exam. So the file had been shared, you can download it. Right. Okay. I hope you all still recall that the first chapter for our alternative assessment or our final exam in January, right? In January, we'll be starting from Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and LTE chapter, yeah, which we did in 2 different weeks. A week before last week, and also a week before another last week. That means a week, not this week, means 2 weeks before, right? This week, we focus more on assignment, correct or not? So that's why the tutorial today related to Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and LTE. And for your information, whatever chapter after Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and LTE, and then next week we will have a chapter called, focusing on Bluetooth, RFID, and NFC. And then followed with another chapter for Li-Fi, light fidelity. And the last chapter will be related to wireless sensor and IoT. All right, so 4 chapters, only 4 chapters for your final exam. But then still, if you do not know what is network, you do not know what is wireless LAN, you do not know what is radio wave, you do not know what is interference might affect the performance of every wireless technology, then still you hardly to understand this 4 chapter. All right. So in other words, some students said, Miss, this 4 chapter only, or they already feel very happy, yeah. And yet this 4 chapter is more on the implementation. All right. So that's why you look at the learning outcome. You need to choose the relevant mobile wireless technology to solve problems in given scenario. Right, when we talk about given scenario, your exam, your final exam, we will provide a scenario created by our own. You don't expect the scenario is viable for real, but of course it's a rational one, it's a logic kind of scenario. We don't create something that funny, something that is weird. No, right? What you need to do in order to fulfill this learning outcome, let me just zoom it more. Right, you need to choose relevant wireless technology, mobile and wireless technology to solve problems. So in other words, when you're being given a certain scenario, you need to identify the problems first. Same like your assignment. But your assignment is the real problem. This one is the one that available in scenario. So different concept there, different perspective, right? So you need to choose. You don't tell me you don't want to choose. I got some of exam answer. They don't choose. They didn't choose. They didn't choose. They simply give me textbook. I try to find. I try to find. I read the exam answer. I try to find. Hey, this one is what? Oh, this one teach me what is Wi-Fi. Oh, this one teach me what is Wi-Fi. Oh, this one is teach me what LTE. I hardly find, the student relate the discussion with scenario, one thing. And then I hardly find what is the decision. It seems like the student don't want to decide. The student seems like give me all the facts and let me decide. That is wrong. You're not actually fulfill the learning outcome. All right? That one is more on, I don't know, another learning outcome maybe. Right? Okay. So it is normally in your final exam, this kind of instruction will be provided. And that's the reason why you remember or not Turnitin similarity. When you submit your exam question, there will be a Turnitin link also being provided. That's the reason why another link that I already shared with you long time ago. Remember the link for you to check for similarity before you provide your final submission? Remember that link? That one will be useful as well for your final exam. Okay, but don't worry. I will share that link again in the final exam submission. And for your information, I want you to remember this. Don't last minute you panic and then you do not know what to do. Your exam, let's say your exam date is today. Let's say your final exam date is today, 12th November, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Another 5 minutes. That 3 p.m. actually is not starting doing your exam. No, not. It's not starting doing your exam. No. It is actually the time you need to submit your answer. And then some students say, Miss, why so cruel? Why suddenly answered? Cannot. You have to think. We are not that cruel. We are not that bad. Okay, actually, the question for your exam had been shared a week before. Now is 12th November. 3 p.m. 3 p.m. last week, actually, I had shared something like that. But of course, not being shared yet. So I just give example. So normally, we had shared the exam question on 5th November, a week before. A week before 12 is 5. 5th November at 3 p.m. So you are given 7 days. 7 days. Exactly 7 days. That's why 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. To answer the question. So when the exam on 12th, right, you should submit at 3 p.m. sharp. So why I said panic, some students not aware on this, although in the exam schedule already mentioned. Some of you might say, Miss, in the exam schedule not mentioned. God mentioned a week before. It will mention there's a one note there. Later when you got your exam schedule, let me know. All right, let me know. Normally there's a one note there. If it's not there, let me know. I will place a feedback to the admin or the exam unit. All right? Okay, but normally there, I already went through several intakes, so I know it's already mentioned there. So not everyone away. You know why? Because maybe they are not read the instruction carefully. They just simply look at the date. That's it. Okay, so problem 3 p.m. is already when you submit. If you panic, you feel that you just started taking the question, then you just do it that time. Panic, then it's already late submission. Remember, for those who are not here, I hope they go through this recorded session, they understand. If they do not know, they don't understand, maybe I need to repeat again next time. Okay, so whatever answered, you need to understand it's not copy paste. You cannot copy paste. That's why you're given 1 week. If copy paste one, we give you 1 hour also can do. All right, there must be a reason why 1 week time, 7 days for you to do it at your own time pace. Means when you want to do it nighttime, daytime, or whatsoever, while you're having your dinner, while you're having your lunch, while you chit chat with your family members, no problem. It's something like doing your assignment within 1 week time. But our assignment is different. Our assignment is 10 weeks time, right? So you need to refer to whatever, books, journals, right? But actually a highly recommended journals, proceedings, conference, yeah? Internet resources is actually the very last choice. I'm talking about the journal available on internet platform, proceeding available on internet platform, no problem. But website of other than journal, you know, that one will be the last one. All right. So explanation should not be in general. So when I said should not be in general, it means that you need to relate it with given scenario. So it happened last time. It happened. Every intake must have some student. Actually, when we come up with, like for example, the scenario is my salam, my S, MYS. All right. So student come up with a explanation related to Tesco, related to what we call this APU. Oh my God, what else related to other company? Even the examples, they come up with a general example is totally different industry. Like this one, my salam is actually a tuition center. Tuition center. So what happened? The student came up with the examples related to manufacturing company, related to hospital, related to health institution, related to what else? Related to retailing like Tesco. Yeah, no more Tesco, right? Nowadays, what they now is what? They actually what? Tesco now what? They call it. I can't recall. Tesco. They already changed company, right? Owner, right? No more Tesco, right? Yes, thank you, Hong Yi. Yes, Lotus. You can see I hardly went to Tesco, and then now we call it Lotus. That's why I no longer I hardly call. All right, thank you, Hong Yi. Thank you, Wing Kong. All right. Okay, where am I just now? Okay, back to the right, back to the question just now. So if the scenario related to retailing, then you can relate with retailing, right? So this scenario class, if you ask me, Miss, is it consistently the same scenario? No. We can play it around, you know, we can change company name, we can change industry, we can change the requirement, we can even change what question we want to ask, right? And another thing, some students said, Miss, not enough information, Miss, for the scenario. Correct, not enough. That's why this kind of exam actually tests your creativity level as well. Test your creativity level as well, where we want you to analyze the scenario, find out what are the data that you're able to gather. The one that is not available there, you can creatively come up with your assumption. That's why I'm happily actually read a student answer if they have a details, you know, it is stated in the scenario given that my salam having this and that, while it is assumed that, so I know, or the one that assume is the one that you creatively come up. Of course, when you assume, it have to be logically acceptable, right? So read. I don't want to read for you. All right, normally, because I want you to feel what is it, the real exam. So you read first, all right, and let me know what are the difficulties in order to understand this scenario. Then After a certain scenario, normally we will give you around 1 page of scenario. Depends. Sometimes we can have 1.5 page. Right? That's the longest one. Then followed with 4 questions. Miss, why 4 questions? Because each question total 25 marks. I repeat, each question total for 25 marks each. So 25 times 4, you got 100 marks. Clear? All right. So this one, I'm only giving you 1 question here. 25 marks. Miss, why only 1? You said just now exam got 4. Yes, but remember, I cannot give you 4 because we only did for this one, right? WiMAX, Wi-Fi, and LTE. So that's the reason why the one that I provided is only related for that topic. Okay? So here the question asks you to justify your choice selecting proposed mobile wireless technology by discussing at least 5 reasons to support your argument. So some students said, Miss, if I recommend WiMAX, correct? If I recommend LTE, correct? That one, you can choose any, no problem. But the most important thing is we look at this, the reason. Okay? So some students said, Miss, how I can get distinction? How I can get distinction? How I can, I don't want distinction. I mean, I know my capability. How I can avoid myself from failing this. So this is the marking scheme. You see, we never said, hey, you must have this answer, then you got 1 mark. You must have this. No. We have the range. You deserve to get distinction means 19 to 25 marks. If you propose. Like the answer that I said just now. Hold on. Okay, let's say the answer that you provided, I read, I couldn't find any proposal. All you giving me, what is WiMAX, what is Wi-Fi, what is LTE. So you did not propose. So you're losing point here, you know. You're losing point here. Okay. And then excellent analysis. Excellent analysis, and you able to justify choice. So I could not find that 5 reason. No reason. And then you did not justify. Okay. How? What mean by justify? It's like this. It's like this. You want to recommend WiMAX. Let's say you want to recommend WiMAX. Why you recommend WiMAX? Why not Wi-Fi? Why not Wi-Fi? Why not LTE? So you must have a critical evaluation there in order to justify. Let me just start. Justify is to critically evaluate your decision. Okay. Then, this one, many student not able to understand. Okay, class. What mean by supporting figures? Hold on, I send over this young man to someone first. Wait, Okay, class. What is your understanding about supporting figures? What is your understanding about supporting figures? Class, what you know, some student might ask me, Miss, The question never asked for diagram. The question never asked for figure. Why suddenly got supporting figures? Oh, okay. I think I shared just now. Hold on. Class. Why is it supporting figures? Very good, Frankie. Yes, you are very right. I thought it's my sorry. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Frankie. Yes, you are very right. You are correct. Yes, not necessary. You have a, remember there's a diagram about WiMAX diagram in our slide, how WiMAX actually works. You want to have that diagram. Below that figure, you must have explanation. It is showed that from figure 1 above, how WiMAX technology able to support the company, able to support MySalam to connect to different buildings, where it able to allow them to be connected to the nearest internet service provider through the microwave implementation, for example, or WiMAX technology. Okay? And yes, Frankie, you can have comparison table as well. Comparison table, you have Wi-Fi, you have criteria, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and then LTE. And then compare table, comparison table, and below there you have a summary of analysis. Discuss one by one the criteria. And provide first criteria, why WiMAX is the best option. Second criteria, why again WiMAX is the best option. Third criteria, also all the criteria, it seems like from 5 criteria, all 5 criteria, WiMAX is the best option. That's the rationale WiMAX is being recommended. Clear? Let me tell you another thing. Some student, I experienced this, not only me, other lecturers that teaching this module. They experience that they are not getting distinction for final exam. All right? They said that, hey miss, I already did Trinity, similarity percentage is 2%, 5%, below 10. And then I think I already proposed everything, but no, why not getting distinction? Why not getting distinction? Let me tell you. Because of this. Because of this. And then this one is very, very critical. Here, this part also. For your information, the student that did did the answer with less number of similarity percentage, they are totally do not have any citation. No citation. Suddenly got references, but no citation. It means that that one is not citation, class. That one is bibliography, class. I hope you all aware what's the difference between bibliography and citation. Okay? And this one, we keep telling student during tutorial, but not everyone aware lah, not everyone aware, because they simply answered. All right? So if you got credit, also need, even pass, no figures. That's why only pass. Satisfactory, even satisfactory. So normally we will give something like this area. Maybe satisfactory. Okay, sometimes we lecture linear now. Okay lah, figures don't have. Okay lah, this part. And then satisfactory number of citation also don't have, no citation at all. Normally we don't dare to give marginal fail, and yet this checklist you not fulfill, you not fulfill. We don't dare to give marginal fail actually. Why we don't dare? Because we lecturer, we already taught you for 14 weeks. We feel that you know, because of this mistake, simple mistake, consider simple mistake. All right. The whole idea, you're not following instruction. All right. And maybe you forgot what being taught during tutorial. So that's why we give only this range. And yet, you need to have all these criteria being checked in order to deserve to be this category. Okay. All right. See if hardly, even no also hardly lah. Right? Be careful lah, class. Clear or not? Clear? Any question? So class, my advice, all right, my advice, I do not want you to do exam revision last minute, okay? And you have to understand that in order for you to do that 1 week assignment, you need to have a lot of effort within that 1 week time. Yeah, I repeat, you need to have a lot of effort during that 1 week time. What kind of effort? I can guarantee you that 4 questions, that 4 questions will cover all that 4 chapters. We don't miss that 4 chapters. We'll cover all that 4 chapters. All right. So you need to have a good resources with you. When I said you need to have a very good resources with you, so you start collecting the resources now. When I said you start collecting the resources now, it means that you already created in your cloud platform, or you already created in your computer desktop, right, or in your hard drive, a folder for final exam. MWT, final exam or alternative assessment, where you have a collections of journals, proceeding that you can refer to when you're doing that 1 week exam, 1 week assignment for exam, right? So what I mean by good resources, first of all, it have to be the highest level, the highest rank of resources. Let me just type find journal. If no journals, then you go for proceedings, right, or conference paper. What's the difference? Some students said, isn't it journals from conference? Yes, but there are some conference, it's not a well-known one like IEEE journal. It's not a well-known one like Emerald journals, right? So the second one, let me just list down. Later I type, later I shared in the, what you call it, in the meeting chat. Number 2 is proceeding or conference paper. All right, hold on. Number 3, then you should go for, right, journal or online journal, right? Then I type conference paper, proceedings, or online papers, books or e-books. Okay, and then we go for after books, then internet articles, that is other online journals and conference. Okay, and yeah, then it goes for like if worst case scenario, like actually wiki, whatever for dummies whatsoever, that one is not recommended actually. All right, this is the sequence, right? Try find journals first. If cannot find, then it's different story. Actually, where you can get all of this, that's why it's very important, from Google or any online journal databases. All right. I believe our library is actually having an account for you to get the online resources. Okay. And another thing, please ensure that the resources is at least 5 years back. So 2021 minus 5 years. All right. So recommended, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So recommended 2016 onwards. Right? If 2015 still okay, right? Okay, clear. But highly recommend if you can find the latest one. Okay, clear or not, class? I'm preparing you for answering the final exam question because no point for you to simply answer without knowing what's the strategy. So what I shared with you today is the strategies which you need to have as well for a tutorial which I will share next week and the following weeks. Not only for this question. Remember, our exam will have 4 questions. So the one for you to practice this week is only 1 question. Can? Right? Only 1 question. Only this question, 1 question. Next week, the same scenario I'll giving you, but I will have another question. Question number 2. Right? Clear or not? Clear or not? Any question, class? So can or not you start doing the collections. Create a folder. So one folder for Wi-Fi. So if you feel that you want to recommend Wi-Fi, you have all the journals, articles, proceedings related to Wi-Fi in one folder. If you want to recommend LTE, so you have a materials related to LTE in one folder. If you want to recommend WiMAX, you have a material related to WiMAX in one folder. Can or not? Because to actually doing this, collecting the resources is it's actually test your time management a lot. And remember that 1 week, I haven't seen your timetable. I haven't seen your exam timetable. I'm just worried within that 1 week, you might have your other exam. Okay. All of the question will be suggesting. Yes, Kelvin, you're right. Because remember our course learning outcome. Remember our CLO. This one. Choose the relevant mobile and wireless technology to solve problems in any given scenario. So depends, Kelvin. When you choose, I can ask a reason. I can ask justify how it works better compared to the other technology. I can ask also choose, which one is, suits with the requirements mentioned. This kind of question, but at the end of the day, it's related to the CLO of this one. Okay. Can or not? Right. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? So can we have immediately you go through the question and ask me, yeah, while I'm assessing the attendance. This one is effort. This one is effort. Sometimes if you don't try to do, you not know either you will be, you know, your answer will be in distinction, credit, pass, or the others. So I highly recommend you while you researching, you try to do and see, is it your answer is the good one or not? Yeah, check with me. Can or not? Right? Can. You want to know either your answers is distinction, etc., please approach me. Okay, but what I need you to do now, can you go through the question first, this scenario, and ask me if you don't understand. All right, while I'm sharing the attendance platform. All right. Okay, hold on. Yes, Jin Yong, yes. Only scenario. So, Jin Yong, in exam, you see here, in exam, hold on, in exam, you see here, normally, you have a scenario like this. Like this one is just like 1/4 page, right? Sometimes the scenario can be like 1.5 page, the most. And then, we got 4 questions. This one is question number 1. This one question number 1. So in the real exam, we'll have another 3 more questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3. And question 4 related to the same scenario. We are not giving you like more than one scenario. Only one scenario, one major scenario, one main scenario. And then go at question 1, 25 marks. Question 2, 25 marks. Question 3, 25 marks. And question 4, 25 marks. Clear? Clear, Jin Yong? Right. So another thing, 4 weeks, 1 week, sorry. 1 week for you to answer. Please don't answer like you answered it one day. Okay? All right. It's something like doing assignment as well. Something like doing assignment as well. Hold on. I need to check. Wait. Okay. Any other question? Right, never mind. You go through the scenario-based question. If any part in that kind of scenario question you don't understand, remember remember that I did mention that not everything you can find in the scenario, right? You need to creatively come up with your what is it we call it, assumption as well. Miss, can you repeat the chapters? Oh, okay. Let me type, Awan. Let me type. Okay, let me type. What, this one for exam, right? For exam. Let me type. Number 1, it will be Wi-Fi, WiMAX. WiMAX, LTE. The second one will be related to Bluetooth, RFID, and then NFC. The third one will be related to Li-Fi. Okay, you may realize that we only settle number 1. The number 2, number 3, number 4, we haven't come to that chapter yet. Wait, light fidelity, and the last one will be something related to wireless sensor networks and IoT, that is related to ZigBee. That's about it. There you go, Awan. I already list down there. So in other words, Awan, what you can do, not only Awan, the rest of the students, what you can do, start actively collecting the journals, materials that related to this technology. All right. In other words, when you want to recommend something for wireless infrastructure, recommend something to solve the mobile and wireless requirement, is amongst these technologies. All right, clear, Awan? And the rest? So if it's clear, let me just share the attendance. Can ask again, can ask, no problem, while I'm assessing it. Please ask. Please ask. Attendance, where should I assess? Oh, Epispace. Just a while. So any question? Not yet. So next week, for tutorial, if we settle Bluetooth, RFID, etc., I'll give you another question related to the same scenario but different question context, yeah, to practice you for exam as well. Timetable. Friday. $2:45. Hold on. Tutorial. Proceed. Okay, mark attendance. Okay, let me share. All right. Another thing, class. Later, if you need me to activate for the mock test, because like who is it just now? Please approach me personally. All right, please approach me personally. And for the answer also, I try to activate it. All right. If you still not getting it tomorrow, the answer, all right, approach me personally as well so that I can discuss the answer next week during our lecture time. All right. Okay. So, yes, Mingjuan, the ice cream truck, because I stayed in housing area. What was it? Like taman area. The residential, not unless if you stayed in apartment, in a very tall building, you hardly. Yes, Jingjiang, yes, I will activate it later on. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's about it for today. Next week is not yet test. Next week is not yet test. So if you got question or whatever, you still can ask. All right. Remember, our test is on 24th. Right. I'll double check 24th. Is it next week? No, right? No, next week. No. 24th is another week. All right. 24th November, your test. Okay. And yeah, next week, yeah, I think, yeah, if I need to discuss the answer, let me know during our lecture time. Okay, no problem. Right. So once you're done with attendance, please, highly recommend for you to try. Means if we propose all of the hardware needed, Vincom, propose hardware. Hardware is actually, Hardware is part of technology, Wing Kong, right? Here, if you look at the learning outcome just now, the learning outcome is to propose, is to choose relevant technology. So if you only propose hardware is just one of the component of technology, right? You only proposing hardware that is just one component, and yet technology are more than that. Technology are more on that, but you can justify hardware. You can justify hardware as one of the criteria. For example, you compare Wi-Fi, WiMAX, and LTE. So the hardware for Wi-Fi will focus more on access point. Am I right? For WiMAX, the hardware we can have microwave as hardware. Not microwave for you to cook, different microwave. And then for LTE, the hardware is more on mobile devices. Am I right? If you just recommending only the first criteria, that is hardware, means not really a good answer lah, Wing Kong, not really a good answer. Clear? Remember, what is technology? Technology is something like system, but not involving people. Yeah, not involving people. It's more on hardware, software. Software means including the database, right? And then it's involved what we call it, hardware, software, and then another something to do with telecommunications. All right. Okay. So find out. I'm just worried that you're confused between technology and information system. Okay. Right, but never mind. Try first. When you're ready, maybe if you don't want to write very long, you just give your point. Try to see, Miss, this is my point. Is it I'm in the right track or not? All right. Like what Wing Kong did just now. Yeah, what Wing Kong did. He actually mentioned he planned to propose the hardware. Can, but hardware is under one criteria only. Means it's more one reason. Okay, but of course it needs to be detailed out. All right. Okay, class. Any other question can ask, no problem. Okay, no problem. Right. Okay. And another thing, I need to leave the class sharp at 3:45. Very sharp at 3:45 because I'm having another intake. Having their practical exam or at 4 p.m. So I need to leave exactly at 3:45. Miss, do we need? Yeah, Li Fong. That's why I said just now. It's not compulsory for you to submit. Yeah, it's not compulsory, but I'm giving freedom for you to decide. All right, for you to decide to do it or not. But what I recommend, start collecting the resources. I'm just worried student doing the tutorial, but they are not collecting the resources. So during the exam day itself, then they start to collect. So it's still not worth it, still not worth it. But there are some students, they're not answering the tutorial. They're not answering, but they know what they're doing. What they did, they start to create folder about WiMAX, Wi-Fi, etc. Put into the folder. And then they already got certain planning in their mind. If I want to recommend WiMAX because of what? If I want to recommend Wi-Fi because of what? If I want to recommend LTE because of what? They already have this in their mind. So during the exam day, so something like missile attack, something like they already have what is it. So just give the answer. So in other words, what I expect from you is preparation, early preparation. Yeah, early preparation, not last minute preparation. Clear, Li Fong? If you're the kind that you're not confident, you want to show your answer, yes, go ahead, but don't submit here. Don't submit here. Later the other student will take a look. I don't want. It's not a good thing as well because others will take opportunity. Please approach me personally. Okay, please approach me personally. Clear? All right, welcome, Info. Okay, class. Is it done? Attendance? Is it everyone taking? Still got 5 more students. Still got 5 more students. Okay, still got 5 more students. Next week, still middle November. Okay, still middle November. All right. Oh, but next week, next week is 17 November. 17 November, it will mark another 1 month for you to submit your assignment. All right, because the due date of your assignment, yeah, individual assignment is on 17 November, right? 17 November, 17 December, sorry, 17 December. So still got 1 more month and 1, 2, 3, 4, around 4 days for you to complete your assignment. Okay. All right. So that's about it, class. Right. If you don't have question, let me just mute my mic and also my camera. You may leave, but I will end up the meeting exactly at 3:45 p.m. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Miss.
Welcome.